Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And I wanted to talk to all of you about something since the holidays are upon us. It's already November as I am filming this. And I noticed something, a trend that has been happening over the years. I think it started about 3 years ago. That has to do with advent calendars. And I have been noticing that YouTubers would buy advent calendars and then they would proceed to open each door in the advent calendar, which I will explain what advent calendars are in a little bit. But they would proceed to open each door and showing what is inside that advent calendar in one sitting. And that has been bothering me since I saw a YouTube channel, a prominent YouTube channel, YouTuber do it. And I have been noticing other YouTubers that I follow do it as well. And it's a little upsetting because they don't understand the tradition of what an advent calendar is and what it's supposed to do or what it means. And so I wanted to sit down and make this video because not only do I want to talk about advent calendars and what they mean and what the advent season means, I also wanted to show you my advent calendar. I'm going to be making my own this year because for the past few years I would buy my own advent calendars, but I would follow the tradition of opening one door a day from December 1 to December 24. That is what an advent calendar, that is what the numbers on the advent calendar mean. Because I don't think the YouTubers know what those numbers mean. I've seen one YouTuber just open random doors on the advent calendar and seeing what's inside, and it's almost become like a bit. And it's, quite frankly, it's not, I guess I am slightly insulted because as someone who grew up Catholic, I'm not particularly religious in any way, but I do adhere to these traditions and I do adhere to what they mean. So seeing YouTubers and seeing other people just willy-nilly opening these advent calendars for content, it just hurts. It just hurts my heart because they're not following what it means. And I'm just blown away. So what I wanted to do was talk about what Advent is and what Advent calendars are, and walk you through the process of me making my own Advent calendar, which is something that everybody can do, and it's so much fun. It doesn't have to break the bank, and it is, especially during this time of hardship for many people, of pain, of we've lost so much. 2020 has taken so much from us that I think more than ever we can use the tradition of an Advent calendar, even if you're not Catholic. You don't have to be Catholic. You don't have to believe in religion or have religion to participate in creating your own Advent calendar. It's just that it's something beautiful to experience, where it's essentially like you can open 24 tiny gifts towards Christmas, and that I hope this video would bring that joy of opening those gifts, or giving someone that joy of opening 24 tiny gifts before Christmas. And you don't even have to break the bank. Advent calendars don't have to be expensive to be able to be enjoyable. Although I have seen a lot of Advent calendars out there that are like $200, $300. I think the Armani one is like $500, and I get it. Okay, it's a name brand. It's luxury. So yes, the items, although small, would be expensive. So if you want to go that route, fine. It's your money, it's your experience, but just don't open it in one sitting. That's all I'm asking. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to open one door a day. That's how it's supposed to be. So not only am I going to make this video, but when I start opening my advent calendar gifts, I'm going to be filming each one and showing you what's inside and talking a little bit about it. Okay, so let's head on to talking about what Advent is and what it means to have an Advent calendar. All right, so my inner teacher is coming out in this moment. All right, I actually made a presentation for you guys. Okay, so let's talk about Advent and what that means, because that is the season where the Advent calendar tradition stems from. So Advent is a season of the liturgical year observed in many Christian churches as a time of expectant waiting and preparation for both the celebration of the Nativity of Jesus at Christmas and the return of Jesus at the second coming. Advent is the beginning of the Western liturgical year. So I think there are 33 weeks regular Sundays. Well, don't quote me on this. I mean, yes, I am a Catholic, but I don't memorize these things. It's just that we are entering, come November 29 this year, 2020, is the beginning of the Advent season. Okay, so it's the first Sunday of Advent. So there are 4 Sundays that lead up to Christmas Day, which is the 25th. And in that belief is that Jesus was born on the 25th. So the nativity scene, we all know what the nativity scene is. Jesus being born in the manger. Mary is there, Joseph is there. There are animals there, and then after a few days, there's going to be the 3 wise men. It's a whole thing, right? It's a whole thing. You would think holidays are stressful enough. Well, this adds tradition to the celebrations that we go through every year, and which is why it's very important. A lot of Christian churches, Catholic churches, they really celebrate Advent, and it's a series of masses that center upon themes. So if you've seen an Advent wreath, okay, so an Advent wreath has 4 candles on it. Some have 5. I've seen some where there's a white candle in the middle, which I think is lit on the 25th. At our church, we have, the church that we go to, we have 4 candles. And each of the candles, so 3 purple and 1 pink. Okay, so each of the candles are lit per Sunday. So the first Sunday would be hope. Okay, first purple, and then the second Sunday is love, the third Sunday is joy, which is the pink one, and then the 4th Sunday is peace, right before the birth of Jesus. So you light each one per Sunday. So when you're on the second Sunday, 2 candles will be lit. By the third, there will be 3 candles, etc. Until I think the 25th, where you light the 5th candle. Or sometimes you just have the nativity scene, where at our church, the way they do it is when Advent rolls around, they have the nativity scene. Mary would be there, Joseph would be there, but the place where baby Jesus would remain empty. And then on the 25th, that is when the baby Jesus is placed on to where Joseph and Mary is. So it usually remains empty. So each of these candles means something, and a lot of the times the Gospels are connected to each of hope, love, joy, peace. Okay, and this is in connection to the preparation, meaning we are preparing ourselves, our souls, our inner spirituality in accepting the birth of Jesus Christ on the 25th. Okay, There are even a series of prayers that are connected to this, and the homily of the priest is usually connected to each candle, each what the candle means. I think this year especially we need to understand the meaning of these candles, because we need to have hope, we need to have love, we need to have joy and peace more than ever nowadays. Which is why I was compelled to make this video, because I just it just hurts my heart seeing these YouTubers and celebrities opening these advent calendars and not knowing what it means. So during this time of Advent, we then would have what is called an Advent calendar, right? So here is like one of the earlier Advent calendars where each there it's actually supposed to resemble the nativity scene, and as you can see from here, there are different doors. The doors are numbered 1 to 24 or 1 to 25. Okay, and if you notice, the two doors in the middle are already open. It shows the birth of Jesus as one of the doors. Okay, and in the beginning, actually, Advent calendars did not have gifts in them. Mostly it would represent it would have different pictures, and then it would have quotes, Bible verses inside that would then help you pray from December 1st to the 24th in preparation for the birth of Jesus. So an Advent calendar is a special calendar used to count the days of Advent in anticipation of Christmas. That is what Advent means. Okay, you are counting down the days. You are excited for the coming of Jesus Christ. That's what it really does resemble, which is why it never had gifts in the first place. It was just Bible verses that would make you think, and you would open one each day, and it would prepare you for Christmas. Essentially, if you are just a holiday Catholic, that's fine, where you go to Mass on Christmas Day and Easter or midnight Mass, that's fine. But it's just that I want to also show you this tradition also. So if you want to put together your own Advent calendar, you know the origins of it. It doesn't have to be a religious thing, but it's nice to know the origins of it if you want to do it. Since the date of the first Sunday of Advent varies, which is true, falling between November 27 and December 3rd, inclusive meaning, which is why this year, the first Sunday of Advent is the 29th. So you can't really like peg down a date of when Advent starts. So many Advent calendars, especially those that are reusable, meaning you can actually buy your own Advent calendars that are empty, and you can put the gifts inside, or you can put Bible verses if you want to, and then you would open each one every day. Often begin on December 1st, although those that are produced for a specific year often include the last few days of November that are part of the liturgical season. So those are the Advent calendars that are of a more religious bent, where it adds the first days of Advent. So if for example, the first day of Advent starts on the 29th, then you would have 29, 30, and so you would have 26 doors. If it starts on the 27th, so 27, 28, 29, 30, you would have 28 doors. So that gets complicated because it's, as you can see in this Advent calendar, there are 27 numbers. So that means it was following that liturgical year of when Advent started. Makes it more simpler. It evolved through the years, where to start on the December 1st to the 24th. So you have 24 to 25 doors in an Advent calendar. Usually it's 24, because on the 25th, it's already seen as that's the day you open the rest of your gifts. So it's usually 24 doors. The Advent calendar was first used by German Lutherans in the 19th to 20th century. So, note German Lutherans. So, it started in Germany, and it is one of those traditions that was made to count down the days. And definitely, it was religious. Super religious. I don't even think gifts were involved. It was just really about reflecting, and it's almost like the 40 days of fasting towards Holy Week. This is something like that, except you're not fasting, you're preparing for the coming of Jesus Christ. So you are supposed to be reflective during this time and celebratory also. So 19th, 20th century, so 200 years ago, right? So that tradition stems from a long, long time ago, and it is something that is still upheld today. So how to use Advent calendars? Many Advent calendars take the form of a large rectangular card with windows, one for each day of December leading up to and including Christmas Eve, December 24th, or Christmas Day, 25th. So that's what I was saying earlier, where you can have either 24 windows or 25 windows or doors, because sometimes it's doors. So imagine it was just a rectangular card before. Sometimes it's even like an actual calendar that you hang on your door, and then you open those windows one by one every day. Consecutive doors are opened every day leading up to Christmas, beginning on the start of the Advent season for that year, or in the case of reusable Advent calendars, on December 1st, like I've already mentioned earlier. Often the doors are distributed across the calendar in no particular order. So that's what makes it fun, because you search for the number for that day. That's where the excitement comes from, because you're looking like, where's number 1, where's number 2. It's so much more fun if you don't if the numbers are not placed in any particular order, so that you can search for them. And that is what a lot of the Advent calendars today are doing. It makes it a challenge to look for those numbers. The calendar window opened to reveal an image, a poem, a portion of a story, such as the story of the Nativity of Jesus, or a small gift, such as a toy or a chocolate item. Okay, so in the beginning, it was mostly that, the image, the poem, the portion of the story of the Nativity, which leads you to the day that Jesus Christ was born. And then, as the tradition evolved, they would then add small toys or chocolates or candy as a part of, because Advent calendars started off as, yes, countdown to the Nativity for adults to reflect, like I mentioned. But since they wanted to bring in children to have them become interested in the story of Jesus Christ being born and the story of the Nativity, they added, so what is one way to make it even more fun for these kids, which you either put a toy or a chocolate item in the Advent calendar. Usually it comes with the Bible verse or the story or a poem with it, that would then, as the parent, help you explain to them why we are celebrating this time of year. It's not just about the gifts. It's also about how our Lord and Savior was born. Something like that. So it moved from being ultra religious to something more commercial as we know of today. Often, each window has a Bible verse, like I mentioned, and a Christian prayer printed on it, which Christmas incorporate as part of their daily Advent. Christians incorporate as part of their daily Advent devotions, because you are really meant to reflect. That is what it is. It's not about, oh, I get a gift. It's about, how can I prepare myself for the coming of Jesus Christ? And nowadays, it's just, it's especially now more than ever. I think a lot of people really have to hold on to faith and to be able to center themselves, ground themselves in that, because there's so much uncertainty and so much strife that often, even the most, even the people who don't pray often start to pray because they feel like that's the only way that that they are not alone in this scary scary time that we live in. So having that advent calendar actually can help us do that. You don't have to play it, it doesn't have to be a religious thing for you anymore. It's just I want to be able to share that this is the origins of that. So advent calendars may also have puzzles and games printed on their reverse side. So again, this is the bringing the kids into it, bringing uh, joy. I believe that the advent calendar started off as a countdown towards the celebration of Christmas, towards the celebration of the coming of Christ, and then it became more and more of a celebration as as we go along, where you have gifts and puzzles and games, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just that I don't agree with buying an advent calendar and opening it all at once. That is not what it's supposed to be. So here are the more modern advent calendars. The adult advent calendars usually for the ladies, it has cosmetics. L'Occitane does one every year of their like travel size samplers of all of their products. Like I mentioned, Armani earlier. Kiehl's has a good one. Looks like has a good one as well. You name it, almost every big brand has an advent calendar. Body Shop has one. I have yet to wait. I have yet to see a Bath and Body Works advent calendar. By the way, I would buy that if there was one. And then usually for the kids, there's even an advent calendar with gin in it, or whiskey, or jam. That is how commercial advent calendars have become. You can actually give it as a Christmas gift, to an early Christmas gift to someone, to enjoy these little things. It's like, if you know someone who likes whiskey, give them the whiskey advent calendar and have them open one a day. It comes with like tiny bottles. I don't drink, but it comes like with these tiny bottles of whiskey of different brands, and and then they can try it out, and if they like a brand, they can buy the bigger bottle. I don't know. So it's actually a really great gift if you look at it, because it's so much fun, as long as you follow the tradition of opening just one door a day leading up to Christmas. And for the kids, it usually has toys. There's even a Funko Pop one, which is so cute, and there's a Nightmare Before Christmas one, which has socks in it. Usually there's chocolates, so name a chocolate brand. Lind does one, Ferrero does one, Godiva does one. You name a chocolate brand, it has an advent calendar for yourself. You don't even have to buy it for the kids. If you want it for yourself, go for it. Right? There are some with charms, bracelets with. It's like the first day, I think, is the bracelet, and then each day is a charm that you can add to the bracelet. Sometimes it's a necklace with charms. So you name it. Like there's even a Frozen advent calendar. If you have kids that are still into Elsa, and I forget her name. I'm so bad. Yeah, the sister. And it's this is what I'm trying to point out here, is there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with buying an advent calendar and enjoying the inside of it. It makes you happy. You have 24 gifts. It's just that I want to be able to show you that please don't open it all at once. Open it one a day. One a day. It makes it even more exciting, because you get to like, oh my god, I get to open one today, and I get to open one, another one tomorrow, and another one. That's what Advent calendar is. It leads to the anticipation of Christmas because you are essentially really counting down the days, right? Because of the gifts that you get open and the time that you get to spend with your family on the 25th, right? Or if you are alone this Christmas, at least you could give yourself these 24 treats that you know I believe would be so much fun. And that's why I really want us to, that's why I'm making this video, so that if you want to do an advent calendar, go ahead. So I'm gonna move to I'm gonna then move to showing you how I'm gonna do my advent calendar this year, and the process of actually putting one together, which is so much fun too. So you don't, I have a lot to say in that portion of the video, so stay tuned. So like I've mentioned, I'm gonna make my own advent calendar this year instead of buying one that is already pre-made. Usually it's just from one brand, and I would like to put different types in my advent calendar. And here is M&M. So the great thing about this is that there are kits, they're called advent calendar kits that you can use, and this is like one of them, where they're already, I will show you what's inside of this. Or you can actually buy empty advent calendars. There are so many great designs out there that you can try, that you just put the gifts in. And there are ones that are like cabinets, ones that are standing, ones that you can also assemble. But I decided to get the kit instead. Or if you want to, if you can't find a kit at your local craft store, you can buy these gift bags, and then string and clips. You can buy them separately, and these stickers with numbers on them. So you need stickers that will say from 1 to 24. So in the kit, which is why I bought the kit, because it's so much easier to do that. I'm pretty sure Amazon has some. Here in the Philippines, I bought this from Shopee, which I will link down below. And this was about 400 pesos, I think. So here are the clips that you will use, and that I will use. And then here are the stickers. So this is these are really cute. So 1 to 12 and 13 to 24. So that's already, so you put them in front of each of the bags with the gifts on them, so that you can so that you know like which gift you will open on what day. And then here are cute gift tags that you can add at the top of the bag. Okay, these are really cute. Look at that. All right. And then here is the string. I'm gonna string this up with some lights, and I will show you the finished product. So far, I only have like 6 of the gifts I will be putting into the advent calendar, as all the rest of the, because you need 24. So as the rest come in, I will show you the complete advent calendar when it's done, as it comes in, as my orders come in. So this is the string, and here are just some of the paper bags. They come in different designs. They are so cute. I love this. They are so cute. See these? They are in different designs, and they are nice and thick too, so I love that. And you have snowflakes also. There you go. And we also have these gingerbread men. So I'm going to start putting the numbers onto the bags, and then inserting
the gifts as well. So one moment. All right, so I picked out one of each bag to start. And then the great thing about this is do the numbering randomly so that you can sprinkle the gifts differently onto your advent calendar. So I'm going to make this make this number 1. Let me see if I can do it one-handed. There you go. So this is going to be number 1. There you go. And then since this is red, I'm going to make it number 3 so that it stands out. There we go. No, I don't want to. Here, I'll put number 3 here. There, so that it stands out. There you go. And then you don't have to like follow a certain pattern. You can be creative with this. So I'll make this number 10. And then I will make this nice white one with the cute penguins and rabbits. Number 7. Let's put it here with the polar bear. Number 7. I'm gonna make this red one with the snowflakes. Number 11. My favorite number. And then let's make the Christmas tree one. Number 20. And then so you will do that for each of the bags. Okay. Okay, so I have the numbers, all of them. So they are all randomly placed. Nothing in chronological order. Just to make it fun. Actually, like I mentioned earlier, advent calendars do not have to be placed in chronological order, but they do have to be opened according to the day. So if this is 24, then you will open this on the 24th of December. And then, so respectively, this would be the 20th of December, 11th of December, 13th. So on and so forth. I already have some of the gifts. I will be putting them into the bags, but I will not show them to you because I will be filming separate videos for that. So I got some of the gift tags and the string, and then we will add them to the bags. I will create those gifts right now and then show you the finished product. All right, so here we are. Here's the first 5 gifts. And again, random. So this one's the 13th, 11, 7, 1, 10. Okay, so this is what's I'm going to open this first. And then on the 7th day, this one, 11th, 13th, and 10th. And the great thing about this is you can make it for yourself, or like I am doing, or you can make it for a friend, or for a little, if you have a child, you can make it for your kid. It's so cute. They get 24 presents for Christmas, and they don't have to be expensive stuff. You can buy chocolates, you can buy little itty bitty things. You can go to the dollar store and buy things there. It's not going to break the bank, and it's going to make Christmas even more special, especially now that we are in a pandemic. And it's just a little happiness. You don't have to break the bank to be able to spread a little more happiness in your life, in someone else's life. Do it. All right, so I'm gonna hang this on where I'm going to put the rest of it, and then I will show you how it's gonna look. So this is what it's going to look like. I have the gifts here already, so there's 5 of them, and then this is the rest. I will probably do a second row down here because I realized when the gifts come in, the bags are going to be too big, so you can't fit 24 in like one row. So I'm going to do 12 on one row, and then I'm going to do the other 12 on the other row, and it's going to be random. So this is going to look better when the sun goes down. But yeah, so I put some twinkle lights up there, and I'll probably move that over there. just so that there's lights there too. But yeah, so once your advent calendar is complete, I will, once it's complete and advent season starts, December 1, I'm gonna take down the first one, and then I'm gonna open it for you. I'm gonna film it, and I'm gonna show you what's inside. Okay, so I'm really excited, and I can't wait for the other gifts to come in. So now I'm gonna show you what this looks like at night in the next few slides. Alright, so I hope that you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I hope that you can share this video with your friends also who are planning to buy advent calendars or are planning to make their own advent calendars, just so that they know what the tradition is and how we are actually going to do it. So there are still some gifts that I have to put. They haven't arrived yet, but I will then share once this advent calendar is complete. I will then share on my social media. So please follow me on that. I will post them below, and if you can give my channel a subscribe, please. I make different kinds of content. I feel like you will enjoy the space, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a single episode. Thank you so much for watching with me. I hope that this video inspires you to create your own advent calendar and bring some much needed joy into your life this holiday season. Bye!